Welcome to No Match for a Blaster, Star Wars Role-Playing Podcast, Season 2, Episode 2, Brushing Off the Dust. I'm your host, and an elegant weapon for a more civilized age, Edo Davis. If you're new here, No Match for a Blaster is an actual play podcast featuring the Morality Plays crew playing the Star Wars role-playing system of Fantasy Flight Games. It is also time to thank our Nerf Herders of the Week, Eddie Harrington, Heather Canfield, and Rebecca. At this level, Eddie, Heather, and Rebecca get access to our exclusive Patreon feed to listen to our episodes days early. Plus, they get to name an NPC on the show. Thanks, Eddie, Heather, and Rebecca. To be our next Blasterheads or Nerf Herders of the Week, be sure to subscribe to us on Patreon at patreon.com/moralityplays. To make sure you don't miss any big updates, follow us on Facebook at No Match for a Blaster, or on Twitter at No Match Podcast. So, get out your data pads, because we're returning to the crew of the Atheon as they're about to meet up with Commander Char for a few updates.
Open. Morph Sposex Intelligence Log. In the midst of a war with the First Order, Hoban has been militarized. The New Republic Defense Force has constructed its own installation on top of centuries of military ruins. Though they've been thoroughly explored, the ancient fortifications still harbor mysteries. A medical droid, designated S4M-3L, has managed at last to drag itself from the rubble, with dire news for the crew of the Atheon. Close. Intelligence log.
You guys were taking off to go back to New Isley, trying to help
S4 with the repairs.
S4, yep. The Atheon takes off, more clouds of dust, yay! As the Atheon once again sails over the terrain of Hoban, going back to New Isley. You go back to your parking spot? Meh?
Yep, I guess so.
Extra note, you guys are going back to essentially Field Command, I guess is what you would call it, for the New Republic Defense Force.
Field HQ.
Field HQ. And you see, for Hoban, there is one pretty, like a much larger Duracrete building in the center of New Isley. Back whenever this was in, well, one of the wars. An imperial structure. Pretty big, you know, it looks like a giant Lego block almost, with little slightly sloped sides. The New Republic Defense Force has kind of not taken over, but they have established that as where a lot of the HQ things are, because it's, you know, it was literally built for that kind of thing. So as you fly in, you see that, and it's rolling. Like, they have a few banners. It's not a whole bunch of crazy banners, but they have a few banners, especially in memoriam of the planets and societies from the Hazian attack, you know, from the Force Awakens movies. The Atheon lands back in its spot among all the other ships. Kamaya, you notice that the guys have finished unloading that transport, and one of them comes up with you with the data pad again.
Okay. I probably tried to send a comm to Commander Char as well on the way, since we were going to try to go see him.
You get his assistant.
All right. Do I know his assistant's name?
I don't think you guys ever asked it before. I don't remember.
Penny.
Okay, I didn't want to do a female voice, but...
Hey, Penny. Commander Char busy?
Oh, he's in his office. It's actually a big day. It's no longer Commander Char.
Oh. Promotion?
Yeah.
Great. What is it now?
Hold on, I had this.
I don't know how many promotions there.
Oh, so now that we've officially established that this is the staging point for the New Republic Defense Force, it's General Char now.
Oh, wow, big promotion.
Yeah, so, he's getting all spruced up because there's going to be a ceremony in front of the building in a few hours.
Great. Well, we kind of needed to come talk to him. We found something weird that he might be interested in.
Like, how weird? Because you guys find stuff that whenever it's weird, it tends to get him a bit in a huff.
I don't think it'll be bad weird.
Not bad weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Yeah, he's getting suited for his ceremonial cummerbund in about 15 minutes. You can probably meet him over there.
All right. Yeah, we'll see him over there. Thanks, Penny.
Mm-hmm.
Click.
Beep boop.
Is her name Credit Penny?
Money Penny?
No, Credit Penny.
As she gets off and gets the data pad, she starts perusing everything to make sure it's, what she expected it to be. And I assume there was a signature that was needed or something?
Yeah, you gotta put your thumb on it.
Yeah, she puts her thumb down.
Yeah.
Down after perusing it, passes it back over.
It's like a few tons of charge packs and munitions and even some thermal detonators and even a special small case of cryo grenades.
Cool.
Yeah. That's the kind of stuff you're gun running for them.
Sure. Yep, I brought them some weapons.
Quartermaster must love you.
No, they don't like the quarter. They don't get along.
Quartermaster doesn't like anything.
I would like to note that Kamaya was not there when there was an issue with the quartermaster.
Okay,
she was elsewhere.
Good time to note that.
Remy and Cassie had a problem with the quartermaster. Kamaya is fine. And she is a charming individual, damn it.
All right, that looks like everything's in order. Thanks, Red.
She winks at him. See you around.
He walks off to the NPC room.
All right, now that he's back in the NPC room, she'll go and she'll help Remy with S4M. Come on, Sam. Remy,
Thank you.
let's go.
If you could just... Yes, that will do. Now, down the ramp we go.
A thud.
She kind of looks over at the two of you. I assume, we've got one of us each on a side of the droid. And she looks over at the other two. And she's just like, oh, so big news. Commander got a pretty big promotion. It's General Char now.
All right, General Char.
Yeah, we're meeting him when he's getting his fitting for his cummerbund, I believe was what she said. So some big ceremony happening in a couple of hours. But yeah, she said we could go talk to him.
Okay.
You cross a few streets from the ship depot over to the command structure. There's dust. Have I said word dust enough? Lots of dust. As you get closer to the center, there definitely are more and more defense forces kind of milling around, figuring out things. They also use this as their temporary munitions. Like, they also keep a good amount of munitions in the command center until they set up a dump. So actually some of the pallets of things that you were smuggling out here are also moving along the same way. You walk up to this black Duracrete imposing structure with these nice little planetary defense forces and the New Republic defense forces, kind of long banners streaming down, trying to break up the dark, ominous color. They tried to paint the Imperial black Duracrete. Doesn't take very well. I don't know how they figured that out.
I imagine as we walk down, we still are seeing, a mix of New Republic people and Hobanians, and
yep.
there's a every now and then, hey Jim, no, just taking this droid to go see the general.
Okay.
His duster billowing in the dust.
Oh. Well, we'll see you later, Jim.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to the concert tonight.
Oh, is Star Rooster playing?
Oh, he doesn't play. He works. But yes, he's playing tonight.
All right. Hey, if I got time, I might show up.
He's Star Rooster has become like the USO show kind of performer.
Well, he's local and he's cheap. Got a pretty big shoe.
Yeah. So yeah,
and we enter.
you go in. There's a lot of formal suited, low and mid-ranked officers kind of going back and forth in the command structure. Definitely, you guys have been in here. Actually, Remy's been out through here more than...
Yeah. But not as much as Imp, strangely.
So yeah, you definitely see a lot of people in their formal wear, in their military formal wear and stuff like that. And you go up, and there is one of those nice little round desks for the receptionist.
Hey, Penny.
I forgot the voice now. Dang it. Hey, Kamaya. No, she's not. Ugh, I give her Southern.
She's not a local.
Yeah, she's not a local.
Excuse me, Citizen Lieutenant. We're here to see the General.
Yes, of course.
Kamaya kind of raises an eyebrow and, nods over at him as if to say, see? Weird thing.
You do not disappoint, but this is not a bad weird thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
It is imperative we see the General immediately. The casualty figures could be astronomical.
She looks very hard at Kamaya.
This is no worse than anything that has happened before.
That is not reassuring. Okay, all right. He's on the third floor. He's getting suited. Just yeah. Okay. Just we don't need to go on red alert or anything, right?
No, not.
We must begin the evacuation immediately.
No.
What?
That's not.
Not that either. Let's just go. The sooner we talk to the General, the better, I think.
Okay. All right.
We'll be taken care of, Penny.
Okay.
Business as usual.
That's not reassuring either. Okay. It's tough being a secretarial aide during times of war.
Yeah. So we go up to go and see the commander.
Yep, you take a turbo lift up.
We go knock on his door.
Boo, 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 boo. You go up to the door, and yeah, there's a few pretty high-ranking people. And there's that one. So there's currently Commander Char, and then you have his lead tactics officer, the old grumpy guy that you guys actually get along with, and then you see pages running around, and both the tactics officer and Commander Char are getting, kind of very quick tailoring done for their final bits of regalia.
Mm-hmm. Officer Sabak and General Char, if I hear correctly. Hi.
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations.
It's heavy hangs the head that has to wear these many buttons. It's it was about time. We're starting to coalesce our forces, and they need the position more than anything else, and in no small part thanks to you and yours.
She nods. And just like before, if there's anything I can do to help find people, did anyone else check in?
Oh, we have smattering come in still from the force. There's a running. If you talk to Penny, she'll give you a list of the new arrivals that come in. It's starting to thin out a bit, unfortunately.
She nods. Thanks. Commander General. Sorry, this is S4M.
Oh,
I think he's from the Old Republic.
There's a new one?
Yes, that's the one we have right now. Lots happened since the last time you were active. There's been another republic, an empire,
Look, that's
a republic
all
again.
very nice and good, but, General, it is imperative you bring me to the highest-ranking military officer left in the Republic. We must return to Coruscant and contact the Jedi Temple immediately.
where'd you find this one?
In the bunker.
Wait, you
Why
found...
is nobody moving me?
The same bunker we found the other stuff in. The
Perhaps I was not clear how
Sith
important this is.
Inquisitor.
We must contact the
S4M.
Jedi Temple immediately.
S4M, there isn't a Jedi temple anymore. There's
Okay, one of their
No more
outlying
Jedi.
contact temples, then.
there aren't Jedi anymore. There's
Recalculating.
Is that smoke coming from that boy's head?
Probably. Good droid mechanic. That wouldn't hurt either.
Unable to recalculate.
That's fine, don't worry about it.
Do you all think this looks a bit like a girdle or something? It just feels weird wearing it.
Here, you're wearing it wrong. Let me help.
Could someone plug me into a computer, please?
Yeah.
I apparently need to learn some things.
Yeah, off to the side, there's a hollow projector computer that's currently showing different cuts of fabric and cummerbunds. But yeah, you can hook into that, and that is absolutely linked up to the extranet?
Holonet?
Holonet. There we go.
Holonet.
And Kamaya looks at the future general, and it's just like, oh, you're wearing that wrong. Let me help you, and kind of comes over and adjusts
Well,
the cummerbund.
why wouldn't you have the buckle in the front? How am I supposed to do it if it's
No.
not in the front?
No, okay, somebody can help you. Here, just turn it around. Isn't that better?
No.
Okay, well, it looks better.
I never understood all this stuff.
I
So-
have some questions.
It's a bit of pomp. Yeah?
Why
That's
is
fine.
no one wearing a blade?
No one really wears blades much anymore.
So the personal shield technology did not take off.
That would be no. We use blasters.
Well, yes, but personal shields would block blaster fire.
Not really a readily available technology.
You know,
Interesting.
when we talked and you talked about the
The bunker?
the bunker and the person that came out of the
Yes.
bunker, was it of the same caliber of it just, when you told me about it and everything, it seemed a lot more ominous. This one seems a little more timid.
We believe. I think S4 was working against the whatever Inquisitor, I suppose. I think he was working against him. This is a different thing entirely. S4M was with the Republic.
I was sent as part of the strike team to stop him. We failed. But we were able to prevent him from leaving his bunker until someone opened it.
Well, how are we supposed to know what was in there?
We left plenty of warnings.
Where? The place was shut down. There wasn't.
No, in the comm traffic. We left warnings on every single station. You didn't check?
It was shut down. They weren't actually going. There was nothing to check.
Immaterial.
So you
I
hooked
am sifting through the HoloNet.
Okay.
Stand by.
Great. You do that. Sam over here is pretty bent on taking care of the Sith problem that escaped from that bunker. Could have some useful information about it.
Drobash, what do you think about all this?
Well, S4 seems to know a lot more about whoever that was down there in the bunker, and maybe how to stop him.
It would have been best had he not left.
Yes, well, we've tried.
We could have at least trapped him on the planet and destroyed the planet. It would have been easier.
He seems to think that this Sith, or whatever he is...
Whoa, we're not using the S word around here quite yet. We don't want to scare, just...
Penny did seem pretty nervous.
Yeah.
Would you prefer an operational title?
Alright. The escapee seems to be pretty dangerous, as well as capturing a ship of unknown origin and unknown capabilities. So I think it would be wise to at least hear what he has to say.
And you trust this droid?
I look over at him. I think he's being honest. I think what he wants seems pretty clear to me. He wants to stop the escapee. She looks back over at Remy.
Yeah, at the moment our goals seem aligned, so that's good enough for now.
He fought with us when we were escaping.
That's good enough to at least hear what he has to say.
Download complete. Oh dear. Oh dear.
General will suffice.
Pardon me, General. It would seem my chronometer was broken for longer than anticipated.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yes, to put it mildly. I was sent, as I was saying, as a part of a strike team to stop the escapee, as you now call him. We were unable to stop him, but we were able to seal him in his bunker, but it cost my companions their lives. Did you by chance find their remains?
There were a lot of remains down there.
I was traveling with a Jedi, a Mandalorian, and a Slicer.
Oh.
Yes,
I think we did.
My download has not indicated why you have not been upgraded. I detect no cyberware in any of you. What is the meaning of this? You are incomplete.
Getting some creepy robot stuff now. Well, none of us needed cyberware. And, be honest, it's...
you could be stronger, faster, smarter.
Anyway, that kind of tech is a little hard to come by on this kind of backwoods planet.
There are no woods on this planet.
It's an expression.
Oh.
Well, S4.
Yes, General.
I actually have... I don't like to say this in polite company, but I actually have... most of my hip and leg are actually gone. I only see one of your optics currently working.
I require extensive repair.
I don't know if your sensors are completely functional when it comes to finding that cyberware.
An excellent point, General. But that is beside the point. We must stop him. As quickly as possible.
We just...
Who is he? What is he? We don't know anything about him.
I am unable to share this information at this time. It would seem my restraining bolt is still active.
You've restraining bolt? Where is it? We can get it removed.
The droid spins his head around 360 looking for it. I do not see it. It is possible my former master has some sort of internal programming I was not aware of. But I can tell you what I can. He is a S-word lord.
This isn't going in?
He was attempting a new process for improving himself, not using proper cybernetics at all. It would seem he succeeded.
What do you mean, not proper cybernetics? Look like cybernetics to me.
They do not work the same way. They function using... It is difficult to explain. He is in need of vast amounts of biomass.
Biomass?
Yes. Liquefying people usually works the best.
Oh.
With proper access, he is able to become personally more powerful and extend his lifespan indefinitely.
I don't like that sound of indefinitely.
Indefinitely? Indefinitely. Indefinitely?
You have to adjust your inflection modifier.
If someone could pass me that tool, I will attempt.
So how do we stop him, S4?
That is a better question. I am afraid, since we failed, I can only tell you what does not work.
That's a start.
We attempted to blow him up. That did not work. We attempted to cut him in half with lightsabers. That did not work.
Cutting him in half with lightsabers didn't work?
No, in fact, it angered him considerably.
Oh.
And he drew power from anger. He is an S-word lord. My suspicion would be that we would be best to cut him off from a source of biomass. But killing everybody around him seems a bit extreme.
Yeah, I think if we kill everyone around him, that's not much better than having him survive and use people for fuel.
It depends on the casualty figures. I think it could be worked in our favor. It would cost less dead people if we were to put him in an area he could not leave and then starve him of resources.
Let's find another way. We could put him on an uninhabited planet.
And prevent him from leaving? It is possible this would work. It may take some time, though, and I am unable to calculate at this time how long it would take.
Right. So we need to find him, get him to somewhere unpopulated.
Correct.
Right now, last we heard, he was in the Petri star cluster.
I am unfamiliar with this star cluster.
It is a 3-star cluster right now, inhabited. Well, it was inhabited by pirates. I don't know how many pirates are left there now that he's shown up.
Why don't we start with putting me back together? Perhaps once I'm in full command of myself, I can be of slightly more use, General.
Sounds good.
Thank you for your assistance.
Drobash, you know where Engineering Bay is.
Yeah.
If we can get any information we can from S4 here, hopefully we can put it to use.
All right.
I've had your formal wear sent to your lodgings.
My formal wear?
Well, of course.
There's a ceremony later.
He is being promoted. Even I heard that.
But once that's done, we do have another lead on the on the First Order, and and that lead might have information about the marathon.
Kamaya perks up. Really?
It's a long shot.
Did you found where they might have been taken?
No, but we found a cluster of First Order that are separated from the others, and we think that they might have the intelligence we need to figure out where they took them.
Okay.
So I guess you want us to go retrieve that intelligence?
It's a tough situation to crack, and I think it's suited pretty well for the crew of the Atheon.
Such as it is.
He motions over to his runner, and he hands Remy a datapad.
All right. I'll take a look at this later. Come on, S4. Let's get you to that engineering bay. See if they can get you put back together.
It would be appreciated.
See you later, General. Officer Sabak. She kind of waves to both of them. Because we get along with the tactics.
Yeah.
Officer.
Oh, yeah. He's happy. You guys went for the most militaristic option whenever it came to options of what to do with Hoban. So he's happy. He's got his own little war planet. He's happy about that. So you take S4 over to the repair bay, and there's a whole bunch of. The New Republic had a good amount of astromechs and constructor droid and stuff like that, but they were all in pretty bad repair. And they actually had to get rid of a fair amount of them when they were dealing with the Julius space station, their market. But they still have some, and they've been, now that they're here in a much different environment than a space station, they're being retrofitted and repaired. It's pretty busy. And, every time they bring in a new group of people out from the cold, they always have some things that need to be repaired because everyone's been on survival mode. So it's pretty well stocked. Yeah, S4, you get in there, and the tech looks weird to you. It's not in concert. It's not like you can understand it for the most part, but it's just you're a Betamax in the CD world at the moment.
Yeah, I've got Nixie tubes and.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, I hope that's what your eyes look like. I hope your eyes are literally Nixie tubes.
They probably need to upgrade me a bit so that I actually work with the modern technology.
So they need to make you an adapter.
So physically, what parts are missing from you?
So I kept my arm and the leg below the knee, but the chest cavity is a wreck. It needs to be completely taken out and replaced.
Okay.
And I'd imagine a lot of my data and stuff was backed up to there, if not in my head. And my head is missing several pieces. I only have one optical sensor left. Obviously, the mouthpiece needs to be fixed and cleaned. My tool pads, my mechanical tools, my internal medical tools are all missing.
Okay. So structurally, you're still going to have a pretty big cavity. You don't have a thing to put there in your chest yet, but you can definitely get some plating. You're going to look a little mismatched.
That's okay.
So you can choose the color tone as long as it doesn't match of the parts that you get on. If you inexplicably, I'm not going to use that word. If you can't explain away why, oh look, this character has a red arm now, it's fine. It looks cool. Doesn't matter.
What you're telling me is that I'm an adventurer with mismatched gear.
Yep.
Yes. Seems appropriate.
Yeah, that takes you a good little while. They do have assistants that'll kind of come over and. You'll yell at some stuff and they're like, they don't quite understand. And then you'll say one word and be like, oh, that. And they'll go find it. Give me an average with a black die. Mechanical.
I have to do this.
Yeah.
So average is 2 purple. Is that correct?
Average is 2 purple.
3 successes.
Yeah. You do a good job of putting yourself back up together. aside from the mismatched coloring parts, structurally you look like a droid. And given the era that you're in, it's not weird to see a droid that's a bit mismatched, you know?
It's true. I come from a much more civilized era, as Commander.
If you want, there is there's a protocol droid eye there if you wanted to replace your missing optical sensor.
You're missing Nixie tube.
Sure, well, no, I'll take whatever pieces will work. I don't really care.
So you have a shutter, kind of like C-3PO's eyes.
Apparently, I have it on one eye. Yes.
Yeah.
My other eye is just red. It's part of my original concept design, and I did have extended pieces, extra eyes, and extra sensors from medical and mechanical work, since that is my specialty. I don't know what they had. Maybe I have I have like a gonk droid's eye now. It's just this big hulking thing on the side of my head now. That wouldn't be any good. I probably have an R2-D2 sensor or an R2 unit astromech sensor. I have an astromech extra sensor now. Yeah. A C-3PO eye, my original voice box, and probably for pure aesthetic purposes, instead of having a toolkit I carry around, I'd probably have it attached to me some way. So I have a mechanical toolkit and a medical toolkit, in each arm, basically. And they have appropriate sensors and additional pieces of information stored in those arms to do those tasks. Sort of like a person with a medkit would have a medkit with little sensor pack and stuff like that.
Your cyberware sensor is damaged and has to get replaced.
Yeah, so they probably don't have that piece readily available.
They also, like, you're kind of making your little toolkit kind of a thing, and they are trying to hand you the repair patches. Is that what they're called, Bobby? What was that thing you used?
Yeah, it was a repair patch.
They want to hand you a repair patch, which are
emergency repair patch.
I'm just going to say they didn't exist in Old Republic, so they try and hand you a 10-pack of those.
Okay. Well, I have downloaded this information, so at least I know what it is. But also I'll try to find a cavity. I'll put them in my chest for now.
There you go.
I don't have anywhere else to put them. I'll put them in my chest.
Instructions are also written on the side of the package, because that's how Kamaya was able to use one.
But I am able to basic mechanic and basic medic now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine.
That takes you a while. This takes you a while. At the same time, Remy, are you going to attend the ceremony?
I mean, I guess I am, since they have my formal wear sent to my lodgings.
Yeah. Well, because you're no longer Marshal, so you're probably not in the Marshal station anymore.
Mm-hmm. I spend the time. I go see Penny, and I ask her about the new arrivals list and see if there's anybody I know, and then probably check in with my family.
You do not recognize any of the names, unfortunately.
Okay. Thanks anyway, Penny.
Is there someone you're looking for specifically?
It's... I knew a lot of people. I'll see you around.
Okay.
She turns and heads out, and she's gonna go back to Sarah's Farms.
Okay.
She has not been explicitly invited to this thing, and, you know, Ma's gonna kill her if she doesn't show up soon.
As you walk out, you see there's a band is starting to get set up and all that kind of stuff, and they have a little. It's not wooden. They have a little platform set up. It's not very big.
And Star Rooster there?
No. Star Rooster's getting ready for his performance later tonight. This is like a that kind of band. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that was the best descriptor way to do that.
Sure.
I knew exactly what kind of band you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
she wants to check in with her family and then probably go have a drink.
All right. Do you jump on your little planetary, it's not a swoop, the bike speeder?
Do I have one?
Well, you guys stole one. Commandeered.
We did steal one.
You
I didn't
took
realize
one.
we still had it.
I mean, you've lived here.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the most dangerous
I'll get on my speeder back.
What's the most dangerous planetary vehicle that I'm willing to give you without having to roll anything? Yeah, you can have that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll ride my speeder back home.
Right.
Leave the Atheon parked where it is.
Do you wear a helmet?
Criff, no.
Remember out there. Remember kids and adults. Remember people, elderly, everybody. Wear your helmets whenever you ride speeders.
Her hair is flowing back in the wind, and she looks awesome.
Do you ride your speeder without shoes on?
No, she rides her speeder with shoes on.
Not going to commit to the bit.
I anticipate a 60% chance she will fall, crack her skull, and I will have to replace it with cybernetics.
One can only hope.
The other 40% is I don't do those things.
You have a bunch of dark side points.
She does, peel out dust scatters as she revs and zooms off into the distance towards Sarah's farms.
Brandon, did you want to go over the data pad before the ceremony, or you want to do it after?
Yeah, I'll kind of go back to my place and go over the data pad and get ready.
Tell me about your place.
I'm assuming that I either, one, don't really have a permanent place here, or if I do still, it's pretty sad.
Sad as in, bachelor IKEA pad, or...
Well, which is it? Do I have a place here or not?
Either. Your choice. Remember, you guys are quasi-returning heroes, and then you threw yourself back into your work, and...
Well, it would have actually been the same when he was still Marshal here. Mm-hmm. Very tiny place, a studio, small studio,
okay.
With a couch that he made double as a bed.
Okay.
And
you have a futon?
A single picture of him and Cassie somewhere.
Aww.
That's it.
You walk in. There's a small. You have a small coffee table with a whole bunch of data pads of previous, missions and stuff like that, all kind of there, waiting to be unlocked, completed. Yeah. And you see hanging on a hook just inside the door is a garment bag that looks puffed out to the point of oh no, that's a lot of clothes.
And Hoban is hot.
Yeah. Oh boy. So I want the mission briefing or the formal wear first? I think I'll go for the mission briefing.
Which briefs will you start with? Thanks, Ito.
Yep. In my head,
I'm smiling.
In my head, I'm we got to make T-shirts, and now we got to make New Republic Defense Force boxer briefs. Merchandising. The kids love it.
Gonna bring it to a con.
Hey, everybody, want to see my underwear? Sir, we're gonna have to ask you to show us some more. All right.
Oh no.
All right. Yeah. You plop down on your couch. You press your thumb to the data pad, and it illuminates and starts to open files. You're pretty used to how they do their mission folders and stuff like that. So this is less about... You're one of their highest information operatives. So they don't typically say how to do it. They show you as much information as possible so you can figure out how you want to do it. And typically what you do is you figure out if you need more resources or if you that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So what they found, give me, this is your own knowledge. I'm just curious if you already know this. Give me a knowledge, Rim? Outer rim? That's a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me that skill that we've never used pretty much.
Knowledge skills. Who has those?
I have only 2 in any of the knowledge skills.
It's going to be average with 2 blue die. It's going to be average with 2 blue die.
So average is 2 purple and 2 blue. Okay. 1 advantage.
Okay. So you're reading through, and you've heard rumors of this. This is the first time you've gotten confirmation that the First Order has been rolling around the galaxy and just kicking in everything. And the big problem with them is it's hard to figure out what their goals are because they seem to be just thrashing around, gathering resources to just continue to thrash around. Right? There's not a lot of rhyme or reason. Turns out that there was that the First Order in full fleet formation with some new monolithical sized ships went against the large remaining parts of the Resistance and suffered massive losses.
Both sides.
Well, to say that
when you just said suffered masses, I'm just trying to be clear on which side you're talking about.
Both. So the Resistance has, for all you know from your reports, is gone. What you know is that General Organa put out the final last call rally call, and for some reason they weren't received everywhere, and anything that was received was too late, and that, as far as you know right now, the Resistance has been quelled. The First Order, from these reports, say they lost 30 or 40 Star Destroyers, and their biggest new colossal ship was also absolutely destroyed. But not all of them did. Like, some of the fleet did survive. This report is saying that the First Order, trying to lick its wounds, needs to repair the surviving Star Destroyers as quickly as possible. To do this, they have commandeered a few different shipyards to try and repair the Star Destroyers as quickly as possible. This is taking a thinned out wing of the First Order and spreading them even thinner. They can't rely on their own people to do these repairs. What they found is one of the least secure shipyards that they took over could be a possible way to get onto one of the First Order's Star Destroyers and gather information.
Okay.
Yeah. So this specific one is the Getz Constructor Station. It's pretty big. They tend to make they work on some corvettes, but they definitely can work on much bigger capital ships.
Okay.
But what your report says is that they can't keep it completely locked down because the Getz Constructor Station still needs resources to constantly come in to be able to make these repairs.
Okay. So it's a reconnaissance mission.
Yes.
All right.
They have pretty good intel on the station. Like, you see the structure of it, you see kind of how many people it says they probably have. You even have, apparently they have some eyes and ears that were on the station that can't go back. They kind of burned their cover getting the information back out to the Defense Force. But you can actually see a loose, rough outline of how much damage the Star Destroyer has taken. Oh, also, it doesn't say how the heck the Resistance did that much damage to the Star Destroyers and the fleet, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be a curiosity. So yeah.
Okay. All right.
Is there anything that you're curious that might be there, or...
What type of ships? Is it just any type of ships that are bringing in the supplies?
It tends to be this is a pretty above board shipyard kind of a thing.
Well, what I mean is we don't have to have a first order ship to bring in supplies like
Absolutely
they had
not.
to do in Return of the Jedi.
You think
it could be whatever.
You think you could get in there with any? You think there's a good chance that you could get in with any ship because most shipyards would use independent contractors for that kind of stuff. But there definitely are very specific suppliers of very specific materials.
I think this is enough for now. I'll think about it. We'll think about it.
All right. The data pad. Boo, 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 boo.
And I sit there and think about it for a moment, and then get up, across the living room, open the bag.
So, yeah, you open up your garment bag, and on there are the series of blue dots and red circles. Star Wars is weird. Indicating that you currently have been given the rank of captain.
Well, I guess Char wasn't the only one to get a promotion.
And
all right. Let's get this over with.
As you pull out your Republic boxers.
I like how none of the people who are getting promoted are like, hell yeah, I'm getting promoted. They're all like, okay. They all understand the burden that comes with wearing the fancy boxers.
Less than that. It's one of those promotions where it's in title only. They're already doing the job.
Yeah.
So, cut back over to Kamaya, dangerously riding her
swoop.
No, it's not a swoop. Swoops are actually crazy different. It's a speeder. It looks like a motorcycle.
Okay.
Swoops are
one person speeder.
God, if I gave her a swoop, she would be dead.
Please give me a swoop. I want one.
I gave you the option to get a swoop. You were even promised a swoop. You didn't get a swoop.
I know. I was promised a swoop, and nobody brought me a swoop.
All right. So, with your brain, like, as the wind is rushing, and dust so much, is rushing past your head, you're like, I was promised a swoop. Oh, there's a rock, and you dodge the rock. If you were in a swoop, you would have been dead. All right. And you start going back to the... main house of the family.
Yep. I'm wearing my cool sunglasses.
Nerf.
Yeah, there's Nerf.
They're like Pokemon.
I pull up. I stop way more quickly and flashy than I would have to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, dust flies in a little arc around where she pulls up.
Mm-hmm.
And, kicks it down. Heads inside.
There's a person sitting in a chair on the porch.
Is it Ma?
No, it's Shifty Pete.
Hey, Shifty.
Hey, cousin. Shifty Pete is sitting there with a blaster rifle, and he is fiddling with it, and it doesn't look like he's doing a great job, and he's going to probably blow himself up.
Okay. What you got there, Shifty?
Oh, it's a gun.
Well, obviously it's a gun. What you
Well,
doing
why'd
to
you
it?
ask?
What you doing to it, Shifty?
I'm gonna make it louder.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why should it be louder?
Because a small little pew ain't gonna scare nobody. This thing gonna go, bow. I'm gonna shoot myself a TIE fighter. In space, they can't hear you scream, but this baby, woo!
All right. Well, good luck there, Shifty.
All right.
She's not going to stop him.
Okay. And Shifty Pete dies off screen.
Oh, no.
Woo! You walk in, you smell the delicious smell of star rhubarb pie wafting through the wooden walls. I have to say that because it's Star Wars and that's weird. Wooden walls of the family house.
And as S4M pointed out earlier, there aren't any trees, so that makes it even weirder.
Oh yeah, super weird.
No trees on her.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
They're all in this house. Oh, no, what? You know what? No, we did say there were trees, because I do remember when we first got the Atheon, and we had a party in it, and used the turrets to shoot a tree off. Yeah. So there's some trees.
It's, Hoban is kind of scrublands kind of a thing.
Head on through. Ma? Pa?
Is that you, baby girl?
Hey, Ma.
Hey, baby.
She'll come on in. Smells good.
Yeah. How's the smuggling been going?
Oh, got a shipment in today. Might have something else that the general is going to ask us to do, but I don't really know much about it.
General?
Yeah, getting a big promotion.
She makes a over like a cartoonish gesture of like fanning herself. My.
How's everything here?
It's all right.
Is Dad okay?
Yeah, he's fine.
I would just like to establish, real quick that she has a dad. He's around.
Okay, because you know what I was gonna do.
Yeah, I know. I'm establishing he exists. He's here. Yeah, I don't know what they'll send me out to do, but feeling antsy already. Only been home for like an hour.
Yeah, but that's you. You'd never want to stay home, no matter. Oh, did you hear? My business is starting to take off.
Oh?
Yeah, we put out a holo of the of our ad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was probably a bad idea to try and get Shifty Pete to figure out the carbonizer, but it's fine. It's Shifty Pete.
Well, Shifty Pete's kind of still busy with trying to make his gun louder.
Yeah, but he'll calm down. So what's this thing you got coming up?
Oh, I don't know yet. Remy is gonna let me know, I guess.
Marshall
gave him not Marshall anymore, apparently. It's agent now, I guess. But I don't know. He's got the data pad. He's supposed to let me know.
Well, you be safe.
You know me.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying be safe.
I'll be fine, Ma.
All right. I'd like you to be alive more than fine, but...
If I was dead, do you think I'd be fine?
All right, you know what? I don't need more sass. Put some of this pie in your gab, and just let me enjoy you being alive and home. Are you driving around with that speeder again?
Well, how else was I going to get home?
Let me just put it down for you. Shifty Pete says it's cool that you ride around in that thing.
Well, Shifty Pete ain't always wrong.
That is the first words of a long fall.
She takes a bite of pie.
Da 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 da. All right, camera shifts. As time passes on, S4 finishes his repairs, walks out towards. Imperial buildings are weird. They have windows, kind of, but they're built into like slits or kind of recesses in the wall. It's weird.
I was going to say arrow slits, but blaster slits.
Blaster slits, yeah. S4, you walk up, you're closing the last panel on your chest as you see the band start. Yeah, and you see, you can see the back of the general. Starting to get all of his accolades. And there's a decently, there's a lot of uniformed individuals, and there's some Hobanites.
Hobanians, I believe you've been calling them.
Oh, I call them whatever. Yeah. The people of Hoban.
Per the HoloNet download, it's Hobanian.
Oh no, he can Wikipedia things. Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
Yeah. So there's not a lot of locals around in the circle, and you do see you do see Remy too, also there in his fine regalia, looking just. That is a lot of clothes, yeah, and yeah, there's a nice, quiet kind of calm as, especially for you, S4, like the amount of imperativeness that you're trying to bring to the situation. And for a moment, it does remind you on a very much a smaller scale, but it does look like the Republic. Even
it does
though,
look like what I'm used to, at least a little bit.
Yeah.
They're doing a valiant impression. S4M watches a little bit of the ceremony and takes note of who is who based off of their rank, and then returns to the data, returns to the HoloNet plugin and starts to learn more.
Thanks for listening. To make sure you don't miss any big updates, follow us on Facebook at No Match for a Blaster, or on Twitter at No Match Podcast. If you enjoyed our show, please leave us a review on iTunes, and visit our Patreon at patreon.com/moralityplays. No Match for a Blaster is a podcast by Morality Plays. Star Wars: Edge of the Empire, Age of Rebellion, and Force and Destiny are made by Fantasy Flight Games and Lucas Books. Our theme is by Kevin MacLeod, sound effects by Tristan Logren, Vindus, and Akmov. And I would like to thank my amazing players: Brandon playing Remy Drobash, Bobby playing Kamaya Saris, and Gerald playing S4M-3L. And of course, I'd like to thank you, our listeners. And we'll see you again soon in a galaxy far, far away.